Hey everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of probably the most boring YouTube personality on the internet, me. But if you are watching, I do appreciate you watching. Of course, as always, feel free to like and subscribe. You don't really have to though. I'm just that kind of person. I'm very lax with things. I'm on here just to sort of just share my opinion on things as usually everybody else is on the internet, so no big deal, right? So what's new? Oh yeah, Nintendo recently announced everybody want to Switch. And I have to say that I'm kind of surprised in both ways. What do I mean by that? Well, I am kind of surprised because we had heard about this game being in development and that all the test audiences showed that nobody liked it, they hated the idea of it. So I'm surprised that Nintendo is releasing it because of that, but I'm also surprised that they have enough faith in 1-2-Switch to even have tried to make a sequel game. Now, how do I feel about it? I don't know. It's gonna be one of those weird games. It comes out at the end of the month. It's $30. I don't know if it's worth $30. 1-2-Switch wasn't really worth the full price that it was, especially for a game that really is only about an hour's worth of fun. Like, you play all the mini games once, maybe twice, maybe do some of the really cool ones 3 times, and then that's about it. 1-2-Switch should have just been a demo like Wii Sports was for the Wii. It should have just been it should have been a bundled game, came with it digitally. Like, even they did that with Nintendo Land. They did that with Nintendo Land for the Wii U. They eventually bundled Nintendo Land digitally for the Wii U, and it has more content than 1-2-Switch did at full price. So, I'm just saying, at least Nintendo Land felt like it was a full-blown game, whereas 1-2-Switch didn't really feel like it. But I don't know how to feel about it. This is the reason why I kind of want to discuss this, because it's one of those weird games, right? Where it's like, yeah, I'm sort of looking forward to it because, hey, 1-2-Switch, even though it wasn't worth the cost, was enjoyable. It was good for, one family night. And even though this is a $30 game right now, maybe it will be released later on for like Nintendo Switch Online members and be included with it. Who knows? But they also don't show anything about it. They literally show the logo, which I'll probably include in my title card for this. And they show one picture of 2 people in what looks like some kind of a pogo stick or rowboat kind of thing, because they're holding the Joy-Con like this. So it's either a pogo stick or some kind of rowboat thing or something where you're putting your hands like this. That's it. They show literally no gameplay. They don't show a trailer. They don't show anything about it, which makes me think that, hey, even Nintendo thinks this thing is a stinker. So then that's part of the other surprise I was talking about. Why are you releasing this then if you don't have faith that this thing's even going to moderately do well? Why are we releasing it? It's just because we're at the end of the Switch's life cycle, and so you kind of feel like you have to release it. There's other games that start with Metroid that you could also release if you're looking for something to release. So, with that in mind, it is also a game that shows both Joy-Cons being used as well as smartphones. So I imagine this might have some kind of either smartphone device or might actually take use of the Nintendo Switch Online's app. Shocking, I know. Nintendo actually using an app that they make. But with that in mind, I kind of get the feeling it's one of those... Do you remember the PlayLink games that Sony came out with during the PS4 era? We had some really cool games that used it, like Hidden Agenda, which, gave you agendas to do, and then you can control the game completely through it, and you could play the game together, and the story would change based upon the decisions that you make. Typical choose your own path game, but using a smartphone that gave you certain hidden agendas to do against other players. So, very interesting. But then you also had other games that were like That's You or It's You or something like that. That was really just like trivia, simple stuff. And then you also had other things like the I think the Astro's Playroom is what it was, where you used the PlayStation 4's camera, but if you linked it to the PlayStation app, you could like draw stuff on it, and you can send it. That's what I think it is. I think it's the kind of thing where maybe you can play with it, kind of like how you can with the dance, the Just Dance games, where you can use a smartphone to control it. But I also wouldn't be surprised if you're able to draw stuff on it, because it mentions aliens and UFOs and stuff like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's the kind of thing where, again, you can just sort of draw wacky stuff on it to put on top of a player's head, because maybe it shows their me or something, or you can throw stuff in there for interference or something like that. That's what I think it might be. Again, we don't know because Nintendo won't show us anything, and suppose it comes out at the end of this month. So maybe we'll get a Nintendo Direct, and maybe I'll talk about what I want from Nintendo Direct if we get one confirmed, or maybe I'll just talk about it anyway, because it's always fun to speculate what's coming from Nintendo Direct. But I did want to at least bring that up. Everybody 1-2 Switch. The game that everybody's just been foaming at the mouth to play. The highly anticipated. Everybody's asking, where the heck is this game at? Sequel to 1-2 Switch. Not Metroid Prime 4. Not any other game that has been highly requested for years, like Donkey Kong. But I get it. We probably figured, let's just release this crap. We've been working on it, we might as well release it. Just kind of silently push it out there. Don't make a big deal about it, and focus more on Pikmin and the bigger games at the Direct. It might even be one of those kind of things that, hey, it's kind of like the first announcement of a Nintendo Direct, just to kind of like, hey, yeah, this is out there. And now going on to the better games. Who knows? But I did want to get everybody's opinion about it, because I'm very neutral, believe it or not. A part of me is very curious about it, almost wanting to buy it just to play it. Just to say, hey, yeah, I tried this game because I played 1-2 Switch, and I think it's, it could still kind of have some fun to it. But another part of me is just like, but did we really need it? Because like, we could have used Nintendo Land 2 more than we could have used a sequel to 1-2 Switch. But that's just my opinion. What's your opinion on it? Do you even have an opinion at all? Who knows? It's one of those weird announcements that Nintendo's known to do from time to time. But that's all that I got for you guys. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time.